fresh take. The 49ers are on the verge of having maybe one of their most successful 3 to 4 year runs right now in the history of the franchise. Right now.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about what they just did. I'm talking about what they're doing going forward. And here's why. Story, Dateline, Philadelphia. Howie Roseman said today the team hopes to sign Jalen Hurts to a contract extension. He's under contract for 2023, but they want to get it done as soon as possible. The Eagles are expected to offer him $50 million a year in annual salary, making him one of the league's highest paid quarterbacks. The NFC is a freaking ghost town. The Eagles have a dozen free agents. 10 of them are starters. They're on the verge of giving Jalen Hurts $50 million in a capped sport. There is nothing stopping the 49ers from, with 2 rookie quarterbacks that they think they can win.
There is something, though.
There's nothing stopping them from just
they
going
don't
on
have,
a
They don't know
rampage.
who the quarterback is yet, though. That's what's stopping them. Until they figure that out, I can't sit here and tell you that.
You're more confident in saying they don't have any quarterbacks. I would feel more confident in saying they have 2 quarterbacks.
But they don't know who the one is.
Right. But my point is they don't have no quarterbacks. They have a quarterback that they're undefeated with, and then they got a quarterback that's got an awesome skill set who just vowed to be a Niner forever. They're both on rookie deals. The Niners, if they have any kind of an offseason at all, are going to commandeer the NFC and dominate it for the next 4 to 5 years. Tell me I'm wrong. Show me the team.
I don't know if you can say that because what
tons of money to Hurts. They're not going to be able to have the same cap.
What happens if Seattle gets the first pick in the draft and takes Caleb Williams? What happens if somebody takes Caleb Williams?
He's not even in this draft.
I know, but you're talking about a 3 to 4 year period. Like this changes so fast year to year.
That Caleb Williams is
no. I'm giving an example of how one franchise-changing quarterback can change this year to year in terms of the projection. Right? Nobody knew that. Even people were high on Philly. I thought they would be the number 2 seed in the NFC, even though my NFC predictions were horrible this year. It was the one thing I got right. Nobody knew Jalen Hurts would take the jump like this. That they would be, this dominant quote unquote of a team in terms of margin of victory and all of that. Everybody thought the NFC West was going to be one of the best divisions in football coming into the year. Thought the NFC East.
Things change fast. I'll give you that.
Change so fast. It's so year to year.
But show me the team.
If you look at the landscape of
who's even building,
who
do you like?
I'm not saying that there's necessarily this team or this team. I'm just saying that we don't know when things change. We'll have to see the offseason moves people make.
But I hear you, but I'm saying, Vish, it's a 2-horse race. It's a Niners-Eagles race. And now the Eagles are on the verge of spending $50 million on their quarterback. That could be $40 million more than the Niners are spending on theirs. The Niners just had a really good offseason. If the Niners have another good offseason, good draft, make a couple nice free agent signings, just nothing crazy, just nice, solid offseason, they are going to be the best team in the NFC for the next 4 or 5 years. And if they're not the best, they're going to be the second best. And they're going to be in that NFC Championship game religiously for the next 5 years.
We don't know that.
I absolutely believe it.
I can't go there. I just can't. Because
then tell me who's going to prevent it from happening.
So I like Detroit. To me, is a team that I look at the young core. I look at that young offensive line. I look at all the assets they have. They could build something. I mean, like you said, the NFC is wide open.
Building.
And to me, if you're going to talk about the 49ers going on a 4 more year run, right, we have to account for the fact that Trent Williams, Eric Armstead, and George Kittle, those are the 3 guys that I look at. And you got to tell me, of the core of the 49ers, those are the 3 guys I look at that even Debo I would put in that 3 to 4 year run. Not Debo, actually. Debo's young enough. But those 3 guys, I would think longevity with those guys is a question a little bit. And then my other question is, Larry, if you're going to go on another 3 to 4 year run, they just went to 3 NFC championships in 4 years. So they've played 40 games in 2 years. So there's the attrition factor. You put all that together. Jets gang mentioned Atlanta. Atlanta's another team I like in 1 to 2 years, to be honest. I really like all their young pieces. But you talk about this is an 8-year run, Larry, an 8-year run without us knowing. Like, what team has an 8-year run with how many different quarterbacks? Until one of these guys establishes themselves as the guy, I can't say that the 49ers are going to go on a 4-year run. But you bring this fresh take to me, Larry, week 3. If Brock Purdy starts and he's played great the first 2 weeks, looks just like how he did last year, the elbow is great, or Trey Lance has a killer offseason and he looks fantastic the first 2 weeks of the season, I'll be right with you. I will agree with this take. But until you can tell me the 49ers have this guy at quarterback and he's going to start for at least the foreseeable future, 1 to 2 years, I can't come on board with they're going to run through everybody. At some point, this is going to catch up with them.
I think you're wrong. I think Purdy's awesome, and I think Trey's awesome. I think they're going to be terrific. And by the way, it's a fresh take. It's a very fresh take. Official BNA music. Hey, Vish, how does one cope? LOL. I know. I'm tough to deal with here. Somebody says if Falcons get Jets gang says Falcons get Lamar, that would make me go, woo, Falcons. How about them Cowboys?
I agree with that.
Wait. How about them Cowboys?
No.
How about them Cowboys?
What is the soundtrack? Where
It's in the StreamYard. I found the laughing, and I'm just like, I'm playing with it. But I
see. He's become high tech.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, I'm the, I got all the buttons going back here. I really do believe it, though. I think the Niners are going to dominate the NFC. I don't see anybody at all that scares me. I really don't. Now, Vish says Detroit, and I think that's a great answer because Detroit is building something, and there's no doubt. And they've got some really special weapons. And some special pieces to the puzzle. That's what happens when you're crap forever. You get a bunch of high picks, but they don't have the quarterback yet. And I actually saw a thing today that they may go for Anthony Richardson in the draft. How incredible would Detroit be with Jamison Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown? If they could add a quarterback like Anthony Richardson and have him be some two-way monster, that could be. I mean, I'll say that. I mean, other than Detroit, who's kind of building? The Giants? Seattle. Okay. I would say maybe Atlanta. Maybe Atlanta.
I think I still look at Carolina.
And I think
that if they can, shore up the quarterback spot, the NFC South is such a weak division, especially because New Orleans is about to lose a lot of that D-line talent that's kept them kind of competitive the last couple years. So I think Carolina could be a team. I don't think Carolina has the talent to touch the 49ers, but, just another team that might make the playoffs. I do. Maybe the Giants. We'll see if Daniel Jones can continue this. But I understand your point, Larry, and I just can't bring myself to fully embrace it, only because if you're talking about an 8-year run with a football team, it's just in the history of football, we've never seen a team make an 8-year run without us knowing who their quarterback is. And usually when they make an 8-year run and we know who their quarterback is, guess what? That guy's in a gold jacket kind of guy.
This guy, I already quoted him before. I'll quote him again. Mike Tanier, I guess, of Football Outsiders.
Is it Tanier or Tanier?
Tanier. It sounds better, Tanier. If his name's Tanier, if he comes on, I'm going to be like, Mike, you'd be a star if we called you Tanier. But anyway, he's kind of making fun of Trey and Brock.
And this is how
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Speaking of Tanier, I know it's completely irrelevant. Were you a Ricky Jean Francois or Ricky John Francois?
Francois. It's Ricky. No, it's neither. It's Ricky Jean Francois.
Oh, Jean.
Yeah, Ricky Jean. Hey, Ricky Jean. No, it was Ricky Jean Francois. He was actually not a bad player. Interesting quote here from Mike Tanier of the Football Outsiders. He says, Purdy threw, and this is a disrespect to both. He goes, Purdy threw flare passes to Pro Bowlers against teams whose coaches were benching quarterbacks for cost-cutting reasons or booking tramp steamer passage to Bora Bora. Lance's scouting report is based on North Dakota State versus Nichols State cut-ups from 4 years ago that Draftnik skimmed 3 years ago. We might as well argue about how many Angels Deebo Samuel could juke out juke out on the head of a pin.